Oh my goodness, folks! The joys of a live show. Let's blame StreamYard. Welcome to the show, Jennifer. How was that? Was that 20 seconds of me disappearing live? Was that?
Um, a little less. I felt like a deer caught on the lights. Like now what?
I couldn't get on fast enough. But welcome to the show, the joys of live streaming. All right, folks, we got action packed. We're going to get through it. Amazing panel, and you're going to get takeaways, real life experience, real world, real hard fought experience on how to grow a business. We're going to break down why most activity doesn't mean more traction, right? And how intentional alignment can accelerate growth faster than volume alone ever will, right? We're talking about putting the cart before the horse. It's not theory. We're talking real world reinvention, real relationships that leads to real leverage. So before we get started with the panel, I want to demonstrate and show something. That Jennifer Thompson, let me get this up here. Oh no, guess what? When I got kicked out, it took everything away. That's fun, isn't it? All right, there we go. So we've had the pleasure. So what we're about to talk about with this panel, folks, this is how this all came about. Long, amazing story short. Uh, Supermom, Lachelle Atkins, introduced me to Jennifer Thompson and her sister Jade of I Am Women's Magazine, and they were going to do a men's launch. There she is. Look, man, it's like Beetlejuice. Say her name. She is here. Hi, lady. Good to see you. And then that snowball just compounded, right? We got Kevin, lots of hounds, a lot of good men in the men's edition. Because let's face it, men don't have a good place to talk about stuff and grow through it. I mean, we just didn't. We were reading y'all's magazine, y'all, the women's magazine. So they said, how about we make one? So our guest today and Hound, a business member, Eco Sam, Samantha Bergdahl, is also in this magazine. So they have an anthology coming up. And Jennifer, thank you for stepping in for April Wyatt while she is traveling back today and running all the back buttons so I don't look like Cookie Monster and I can focus on what we're talking about. But you ladies have an anthology, and this is a great way. I've done two of them. Both of them went international bestseller, and this is a great way to really, get your foot in the door, build authority, and get in front of the right people. So take it away. Tell folks how they can go and be a part of this, learn more about your magazine, all the good things you ladies have, because you attract, right? You're not out there pushing. You put people in the right spot so people can come to them. They say, "Oh my
We
gosh, I
do.
can relate." Yeah. So take it away.
We are storytellers to begin with. The
Yeah.
magazine is about telling your story. So we always want to make sure that we are um, giving the opportunity to people to tell a little bit about themselves, tell their stories so they can inspire, empower, and transform. That's how Becoming a Decision came to be. And it is an anthology. We are looking for 20 authors. We are actually have four more spaces left on it. Each chapter is a different author, and we provide you with the guidance, with one-on-one coaching. We also provide you with all the material for you to be able to network and use this in your social media with the marketing necessary, with how to do a launching podcast and everything to be able to push you out there. So this story is becoming um, is not a destination, it's a decision. Want to find out more? Just look us up on our website.
There it is. And we'll put it on the screen. And if you, everybody watching now, or when you're watching a replay on YouTube or LinkedIn, go to our page. We'll put everything in the chat comments. And then last but not, certainly not least, this show today is brought to you by the one and only Julie Johnson. She is the founder and leader of Integrate Trauma Informed Network. She has been in the hounds for a very, very long time. And she was a great fitting for, tonight's show, right? She has done so much and she works through real relationships, partnerships that amplify and snowball, way more than most tactics do alone. So thank you, Julie Johnson, what you do with Integrate and what you do to help healthcare companies really connect with their apps and their websites. If folks are looking for the human side, how to connect more efficiently and really get your message out there dialed in clearly, Julie Johnson is the one. So thank you, my friend. And also really fast, Nathan Mitchell. He is one of our Restream partners in the Hounds Media Network. This guy is the real deal, and we love pushing each other up. So thank you, brother, for restreaming and all you do for all of us. All right. Hey, I got it done in 5. Great job, Jennifer. You keep me in line. Hey, April would be proud of you. All right.
Thank
So
you.
There we go. How about we run the intro and get the party started? Sound good? You're supposed to say yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, let's go. Woo-hoo. Do this.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbranner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
All right, folks, if you're just tuning in, let me recap what this power-packed, amazing panel is going to be all about. It's not about motivation tonight, folks. It's all about leverage. And most professionals, most of us come from a corporate job, executive setting, and then we get thrust into entrepreneurship, totally new game, right? Like going from basketball to water polo without knowing the rules. So they're stuck because they lack, not because they lack tactics, right? It's because we lack alignment. We just put the horse before the cart and all this stuff. So everybody seems to be obsessed with volume, more posts, more DMs, more, right? And that leaves service-based professionals, especially with big hearts, exhausted. And so the problem in effort, folks, usually it's environment. So let's bring them up on the stage, Jennifer, the one and only Tiffany Alexander, Tracy Ann Palmer, and Eco Sam, Samantha Bergdahl. Welcome to the show, ladies. How are you?
Great. Yeah, good.
Good. Those are real smiles too, dadgummit. I love it. So, folks in the audience, hey, chime in. This is your show. I know you have things going on, probably kids, business, all kind of things. Thank you for tuning in, networking in the comments with each other. That's part of being in the right room. So no pitch slapping with a P, pitch slap. But feel free to get to know folks. And then we're going to be showing their contact info so you can chime in and dive deeper because there's so much substance here, heart and brilliance in droves. So do me a favor. Do the audience a favor and introduce yourself for 30 seconds. Tell them what you're all about, who you are in a nutshell. Tracy Ann, we're going to start with you because you are everywhere. Go for it.
Yeah, so hi, Tracy Ann Palmer. I am the CEO of We Build Character, which is a nonprofit that we do leadership mentoring programs, really impacting people's lives. And I'm also a singer-songwriter.
Wow. That you condensed your big old career.
I did. Wow, I kept it way short.
You're going to teach me clarity. All right. Look at that. Well, let's go to Tiffany Alexander. Should be no stranger to hardly anyone if you spent a nanosecond on LinkedIn. Amazing lady, dear friend and hound. Take it away, Tiffany.
Oh, that's hard to summarize what I do. I'm so honored that you were able to do that, Tracy. So some people know me as a connector. I'm pretty excited about that. New recent podcaster, so that's really fun. But kind of where my heart's at is in real estate investing. So I'm a fund owner, and I've dabbled into quite a bit of AI lately, which is now my new CEO role. So I'm pretty excited to tell that. But as most of you, if you know me, or if you want to know me someday, I'm all about just being intentional. So being able to be here in the show today is super exciting to me because I learned that when you let AI speak for you, it doesn't put enough exclamation marks in it for me. They have to know how excited I am constantly to get to know new people. So I'm happy to be here.
I am happy for you to be here, my friend. And last but certainly not least, Eco Sam, Samantha Bergdahl. Folks, we connected 4 or 5 years ago. Lost touch, life happened, and then we reconnected recently. Led to me, she joined the Hounds, led to Kevin Smith, and oh my goodness, all this stuff, and the kindness meditation that we're going to talk about today as well. So, and share. So take it away.
I think you did it. That's me in a nutshell. No, I'm Sam Bergdahl. I am a nature photographer focusing on the macro, tiny, intricate details of Mother Nature. And I also sell my prints, and I put 50% of my net profits towards buying land to keep it wild here in Belize. I focus on protecting wild habitats before they turn into developed nonsense. So that is really my goal in a nutshell.
Good deal. And when I either kicked myself off or StreamYard said no more of you. So now I'm gonna have to time this right. But I want to get into really the first topic today, reinvention beginning with clarity. Right. We're going to talk about it. Before we dive into how reinvention begins with clarity, I want to show a clip from the Kindness Worldwide documentary film For Such a Time as This. Not only because it's how we met, right? Tracy Ann Palmer and I through Kevin Smith, Kindness Worldwide. And me, you, and Eco Sam are Kindness Worldwide ambassadors. but also because you have a very deep understanding of the power of connection, right? In kindness, in life and business. So I want to go ahead and start this and then kind of get into this conversation because your story is the real deal. And I know a lot of folks can relate to that, all right, especially even on this panel. So let me pull it up. I think I can get it within 10 minutes. Hold on. There it is. Boom. Check it out.
Need kindness in the world. To me, what we're doing right now is kindness, because there's somebody out there today that is going through something and they feel alone and they don't feel like they have the support.
All right, Tracy Ann, let's start off with you, and I want everybody to chime in and answer this in their own way. But where were you before the shift, right? You have a great story and went from survival, reinvention, now you're in a creative authority, you're in Nashville. So where were you before this shift, before life kind of changed, you went reinvented?
Yeah, so for the last 30 years, I've been in corporate, in executive roles. Prior to that, I'm a twice immigrant. I was born in Rhodesia and then South Africa and then came over here. And I came over here at a very young age, at 28, in fact, and I didn't know anybody. Arrived in New York at 2:00 in the morning and there I was. But to your point, I think that we talk about reinvention, Mike. I talk about evolution.
Nice.
Because I do believe that we evolve. Everything happens for a reason in our lives. We don't know sometimes why things happen the way they do. It's all very intentional, though. And it always takes us to the next journey and the next journey and the next journey. I didn't think I'd be on this journey, but here I am and I love it. It's awesome. But I do believe that to your point, as you make those changes, you become more intentional because things change, and what used to work, what used to fit, doesn't fit anymore, doesn't work anymore.
Right. Absolutely. And gosh, I was up at 2 a.m. like Sam, working like probably everybody here watching, right? Grind because you want to make an impact. I love what you said, evolution, because it's a choice. And without getting into the whole, because you guys can go back on our YouTube channel and really dive into Tracy Ann Palmer's story. It is very, very inspiring because you had nothing but challenges and obstacles, right? And you came from a very hard background, which really led you today. And you're reinventing. I mean, you're a recording artist. You're getting out there. You're well known, right? And you say this, and I think it's inspiring, in your 50s, right?
Yeah.
Like, so there is no, oh, I'm too old or whatever excuses. You could do it now. Now, was it easy? Wasn't easy though, but no.
Nothing's easy. Nothing in life is easy. But you know what's powerful about that is that when you've done it, you can do anything. That's the power, in my mind.
So on the point of clarity, because I want to get to Tiffany real quick, but on the point of clarity, right? You don't wake up one day and go, aha, like a light bulb moment, right? Like a cartoon. This was a long, drawn out, decade after decade struggle, failure, climbing up, getting knocked down, right?
But, absolutely. And also not belonging, right? Going into circles and places and spaces where you don't feel right. You're there, you're growing, you're learning, you're making the money, you're successful, but you don't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. And that's the clarity and the alignment. And the reality is, until you get the clarity, and when you get the clarity, things start to fall into place. But until you get the clarity, you will not feel aligned because you're not fulfilling the life that you actually need to fulfill. And I really believe that.
Oh, well, and if we don't, we can just segue right to Sam Bergdahl, right? Because, right, I mean, a lot of us, I want folks out here listening to know, man, you are not alone. And I felt alone for a long time. And that's why the community, the Hounds of Business, Kindness Worldwide, all these things that just keep going out has a ripple. It really does. And so, Sam, that brings me to you, my friend. you work jobs trying to figure out who you are and all of this stuff. But boy, in the last couple months, you have really hit your stride. You've really accelerated like a lightning bolt, because I was on this journey, and it's like you're caught up quick, right? And that's a great thing. So tell us a little bit, like where'd you come from, and how did you gain that clarity, and what happened in the last couple months, like got you on fire?
Yeah, well, what Tracy Ann said is very close to my heart, because it is all a journey and it is all something that we have to go through. I was a traveler, and I basically, at 19 years old, deferred college and said, I'm moving across the world. And I continued that life for a long time. I've done many, many jobs. I've been an insurance broker. I was a LinkedIn trainer, waitress, tree planting cook, tour guide. I've done it all. But there was always an inner knowing. There was this desire to do photography and this desire to do something that positively impacted the environment. But I didn't actually believe I was capable at the time. Like when Joe Apfelbaum interviewed me to be a LinkedIn trainer and business development for him, he said, what is the one thing that you could do every single day if you had it your way? And I said, I would do photography and have my images live on the walls of people that admire it. And even when I was saying that, like, I can look back at that moment and think, like, it was always there. I always knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't believe it was possible for me. And I think the truth is that there were still things I needed to learn. Like I did that job through LinkedIn, and I met incredible people like yourself. And then now that I'm in an aligned space, our friendship was rekindled. And so I would have never met you had I not been in an unaligned place. At the moment, it was aligned for what I needed, and I grew and I learned valuable skills in every job that I'd done. But I, like Tracy Ann said as well, I felt off in every one of those roles slightly, or I would try to apply the values of environmentalism and sustainability to those roles in some way. So it was always there, but I needed to go through all of those things to get to where I am today.
Oh, wow. And guess what? We're going to get a similar theme, probably, spoiler alert, right, with Tiffany Alexander, because people, I don't know where we got this, Sam. You said this so with both you ladies so far. When we read books and movies and hear people's stories, we're like, oh, it's a linear path, maybe a little bumpy. Dude, it was like spaghetti. But just like Sam said, it's like, wow, if all of that stuff, confusion, saying, oh, I'm going to be a leader and blah, blah, blah. We're like, dude, like I look back and go, there's no way. Like I would have laughed at you if you said I'll be where I'm at. But here we are, right? And that leads me to Tiffany Alexander, because if anybody had more roles than Sam, it might be you, Tiffany. So, but you have been on a rapid evolution. And, if I may, and just, I don't mean to make you blush, but, you were all heart. And you put the cart before the horse. You just love people, and people were just floored by you. Like very successful people would meet you and go, my goodness, like you're an alien, because you were so transparent, so, just no bullshit, so take it away. Where did you kind of come from? And today you are just aligning, doing amazing, amazing stuff. Take it away.
Oh my goodness. We don't even have time for that story. I am
footnotes of clarity.
Yeah,
there you go.
well, I mean, I tell people, let me give you the Twitter version. Like I actually, my whole life want to be an astronaut. So that's actually where I started. This is my college dorm room wall poster that was stapled to the wall. And that's where I also realized you can't be an astronaut if you need LASIK. So like, okay, here we go. But the nerd in me was like, all right, let's go build computers. And then the broke person in me was like, I don't have any money to do life, right? And so that's why I saw my first infomercial to learn how to flip houses 20 years ago. I can't believe I'm even saying that out loud, for sure. And what that led me to do was, every weekend when I used to go out and teach these inspirational seminars to teach people how to go flip houses, I was pouring into them 30% education, but 70% mindset. So not only was I forcing this into people, but I eat, sleep, and breathed it every single weekend. And that's just how, and it's like you get your 10,000 hours. Well, mine's real estate and mindset. It's like, I cannot help but understand now in my 40s, like I live this life of pouring encouragement into people because I believe in it more than they do. So whenever I show up in a room, I'm like, what am I here for you today? And then of course you pay some coaches along the way. And it was like, Tiff, just show up and ask people who they are. And then now you're a connector because you go to networking rooms, ask people who they want to know. And I was like, how am I going to make money doing that? He's like, just don't worry about it. And so that's what I started doing for the last couple of years of my life, apart from real estate investing and having notes and then the fund and more. just showing up for the last couple years of my life to say like, who are you? Tell me all about it. But who do you want to know? And then just listening and then showing up for people, being intentional. But also when they tell you your story, I get to say, oh my gosh, this is so incredible. Have you thought of what else you could do with because I'm the visionary. So I'm like, can I leave you with this amazing encouragement to know that I probably believe in you more than you do? And if I could point you to the direction of more encouragement, more connections, more people, the people that will make your vision come true. By the way, I have people for you. Or by the way, do you know anybody that needs to have this conversation with me? Go ahead and put half hour on my calendar. Let's do it. So I think it's really like where that whole story came full circle was to understand I had the heart for it already, but I didn't know that that was actually one of my purposes that I led into, that I leaned into just saying, really, I actually love how the human brain works and how people are motivated and what they're capable of and what entrepreneurs are doing. But also, did you know that we need to be shoulder to shoulder, not just entrepreneurs, but women, of saying like, I got your back too, because I remember how hard it was in the highs and lows of my real estate investing career. You're 1099, you're figuring this out and all of the above. But coming to where I'm at now, can I just tell you, when you show up and you're like, hi, who are you? Who do you need to know? And they're like, where's the pitch? I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. Like, you may or may not need me. Maybe I'm just the bridge to the next person that you want. The coolest people I've ever met in my life have been introduced to me because they're like, you just need to know Tiff because she's actually not here to sell you anything. So it'll get there when it gets there. Like, what is it? Zig Ziglar? You give enough people what they want and you'll get what you want along the way. So that's sort of been what I've been living for the last couple of years.
Oh my goodness. So what I hear you ladies, saying is you didn't have it all figured out. That was because what do you mean just go out there and do it, right? Like, oh, go out there and connect people. How are you going to get paid? You'll figure it out. Just go help people. And people go, that doesn't work, but it does. Or we wouldn't all be here. We wouldn't be doing the things we're doing. We wouldn't be elevating, right? And so it does work, but there's a way to make it faster. Lord, I don't want anybody to take the long route through the woods and crash off bridges like I've done, though. And that's why we're doing this show, right? But I will speak to your point before we go on to the second part. But, people ask, and sometimes I joke about it. And we talked about this on Russ's show with Sam. They say, like, you believed in people before most people believed in them, right? We believed in, it's amazing. That's why I'm here. I didn't even believe in me, but Tanya and folks did. And that's how Kevin, people are like, ooh, because now Kindness Worldwide is, it's exploding. Thank goodness. And then people say, well, how did you get involved? And one of the God's honest truth is I believed in it when most people probably thought it was a joke or something. It wasn't going to sustain, right? And look, it's not. And that's it, right? People laughed at everybody. They laughed at Thomas Edison, whatever. And that's the point. And we're not here to be like we're better than. What we're here to do is build a lighthouse so other folks go, wow, I don't have to be someone I'm not. I don't have to perform 24/7, right? And that's why you ladies are up here, to tell your story, because you are all succeeding. You're at different level and phases, but you will succeed. But not easily, right? We all know that's a myth. So, oh yeah. So let me segue, because what I want to do is I want to show this real quick clip, set the stage for this. But I want to talk about, once you have the clarity, and we're talking inner and outer clarity, right? And sometimes that takes a long time, but it can, and it often does, accelerate when you're in the right room, right? When I met Kevin, when I met all of you bring an aspect to business that I just don't have, would take eons, right? I mean, we don't go to the doctor. We don't try to become doctors when we're sick. We go to someone who did that. And that mentality in business has really carried us forward, right? So real quick, and I have to load this up. I have to show it. That's the last video, but I got to set this because it is absolutely, if Kevin didn't lose his wallet, all right, and go through this, then none of this would happen. I want everybody to hold on to this. People would not be impacted, not just their businesses, but their lives, right? Some of them are escaping domestic violence and things. This is really, really, really serious business, folks. So let me play this, and then I want to get to the real heart of what our combo is today.
This is where it happens. This is how it happens. None of us make it through this life alone. We don't. And all of us has been through something. Maybe, there's different levels and different degrees. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're there for each other and we're helping each other.
Yeah, and I played that because you put words to what I have felt for 4 years, Tracy Ann. I would not be here if it wasn't for folks like Tanya, right? Other folks say, "Get out of here. What are you doing?" And she said, "Oh my goodness, did that say redneck financial coach?" And she went crazy. If she didn't do that, we wouldn't be here, right? So I want to set the stage on this because when clarity meets the right environment, man, things compound, right? And it doesn't happen randomly. It happens quicker and more intentionally when you get with the right folks, right? So on that, here's what I want to throw. What environments have you ever been in an environment that slowed you down, right? Like, have you done things like for me? I was in here, before trying to get my funnels and blast emails, and I hate it, and I sucked at it. You know why? Because I hated it. I hated it. And I'm not saying you can't do that. What I'm saying is I thought that if I was to be successful, I had to do a bunch of stuff that I hated to do. And then I thought I sucked at business. I mean, and so I'm saying that because a lot of people are feeling that. We just don't share it. So ladies, have you, Tracy Ann, you're nodding, so we're going to go with you. Have you ever been in an environment or something that really slowed you down and bogged you down, only to find out it was really, other things. It wasn't you.
Absolutely. First of all, I'll tell you, you actually said something earlier that really resonated with me. What I learned as I've been on my entrepreneurial journey, I mean, we've got 5 businesses, right? And what I've learned is progress over perfection. That's step number 1, okay? Because when you are always making progress and you're always moving, the load is lighter. When you stop moving and you procrastinate, things just get heavy and you've got paralysis analysis and then nothing gets done. So that's number 1. 2, there are things that happen in the business that are not your bailiwick, right? They're not the things that you should be doing and they don't feel good for you. So 1, you've got a couple of choices. You outsource it to someone who actually can do the job better than you, right? That is a choice, right? But the second piece is, are you doing the things that matter? Who's your audience? Are you connecting? Your audience is a niche market. The people you connect with, the people that you really want to be intentional with, you've got to be clear on who is that. That is also about you. Who are you? Who's going to connect with you, right, Mike? And you're seeing that, right? I know all of you are once you find those right connections, but that's about you being clear about what you're looking for in those people as well, because then you start to attract that, right? I think I heard Tiffany say that. And then I think the second piece is, be very clear and intentional about your network, because you can be doing a lot of activity. Activity doesn't mean you get the results. Activity, not results. Right?
Oh, I'm a master class in
intention. It's all about intention. And I teach this to women that I spend a lot of time with, and I'm always like, what are you intentionally like? What is your intention with your life? What is your purpose? Like, are you spending time with people? Time is money, time is resource, time is quality of your life. Like, who are you spending it with, right?
Well, all right, so because I know y'all behaving way too good on this show. This is this is not church, all right? So I even put in the private chat. I said, "No, y'all got to misbehave real quick." But what genre of music would you say you're in, Tracy Ann?
I am in impact pop. That is my genre.
Ooh,
so my entire goal in life is to change people's lives. That's my goal.
My daughter is probably going to mix your records, and Tiffany's going to love it because we're probably going to put techno beats. But anyway, side note, here's my question. So if you took your genre and you tried to sell it to old Metallica fans, that's the wrong room, right? Like,
wrong room. I cannot stand rock, and it would not work for us. I can tell you that right now. It wouldn't work for them, but it wouldn't work for me.
But I did that in business. I'm like, look, let me promote our steakhouse to a bunch of vegans, and when they say no, thank you, I'm like, I suck. And we joke and smile, but it's sad because it happens, and it happens for multiple reasons. So Tiffany, all right, or Sam, whoever wants to fight over, jump in, because I know you ladies know this. Don't be shy about it. People need to hear
it. Man, well, I just want to say impactful pop. I love that. I actually have this talent to rap, not freestyle, but like I can rap with Eminem and Tech Nine and the best of them. And as I get older, I don't connect with the lyrics anymore. I want like intentional lyrics that make me feel good inside, not rapping about like, you know, the things that some of these guys rap about, right? So I love that impactful pop. That's a really really great genre. I'm excited about that.
Okay, folks, who wants to hear Sam rap Canadian Belize style right now? Come on,
I can't rap anything PG. No.
We got to get 10 yes, and then
if we can do that in the future, I'll do like a little TikTok series of Sam rapping because it's pretty impressive. I'll be real. I can rap as fast as Tech-9. But
Vanilla Ice did it.
Right now.
Do it. Yeah. All right.
No, I was never really in the Ice Cube genre, so we'll leave that for another day. We can do a special HOB Sam rapping special.
See, I can get anybody to misbehave. I should run a promo on that. So thank you for sharing that, Tiffany. Wow, talk about a roller coaster of awesome and chaos, but you spread greatness through any chaos, and that's what I respect about you. You can go through so much. You're like Russ Hedge, right? Just the female version, and you guys just really uncover. So what are your thoughts here about environment, getting in where you fit in, where you can be supported, right? Not have to do everything at once. You can rely on other people. Go for it.
Oh man, that's kind of there's a certain way I'm going to answer this because I like to go and be in places where I'm not the smartest person in the room. But if I have to show up and I happen to be the smartest person in the room, I tell people, hey, listen, invite me to things because I'm not like a room filler. I'm a room fuller. So wherever I show up, I'm going to show up big. I'm going to show up with my energy, my emotion. I'm going to show up and be the life of the party. And I'm going to just make people feel amazing. My little sister challenged me something like 10 years ago. And she goes, you know what I love to do? Everywhere I go, if I'm getting coffee at Starbucks, I'm ordering at a restaurant, I look something really intentional for someone around to try to brighten their day. I love your necklace that you're wearing. And I was like, man, over here with my poo-poo brain was like, dang, look at those shoes that girl's got on. And she's like over here brightening everyone's day. And I'm like, that's just a mentality shift that I can do to brighten someone's day. And so when I come into a room, I'm like, I really want to listen to all of you because people, they're so worried about themselves. So if I can show up to be like, I actually really care about you and I want to hear you out. And if by golly, I can promote you to someone else. And if I don't know someone, can I promote you on my show? Right. Like, so I think I just want to show up to be as big as I can for anybody that's possible, because I think a lot of that is lacking. Like, so even my AI, like I had to teach it how to be intentional because it was like such a robot. I'm like, I want people to know that I really sent the message. Like, I'm obviously an AI fan, but there's a human element we're always going to need. And that I and you and every single person listening is irreplaceable for your face, your presence, your ability, what it is that you bring. And we all need you. So you have to find yourself to be like a puzzle piece. Where do you fit? And if you don't feel like you fit in the rooms that you're showing up to, figure out why, how you can show up the way you need to show up. So that way, and quite honestly, if you want to show up to give, because you just never know what you may get out of it. It could be a million meetings before you do something incredible, but I want to show up to be able to provide and give and just be the cup pourer outer as much as I possibly can. That helps as an extrovert, right? So I can show up and like get filled up by the rooms of people. But yeah, I don't know if I answered that the right way, but that's the one.
Beautifully. You hit so many points. I could do another show on this.
No, Mike, can I jump in? Yeah.
Please go.
Because there's two things that Tiffany said that I think just need to get emphasized. One is I really believe in this power of givers gain, right? When we are connecting with people, you know, I call it deposits and withdrawals. Okay, when you have a bank account, you can't make withdrawals unless you've made deposits. So connection is all about you make the deposits first. When you're meeting people, it's about how can learn about them, be curious about them, ask questions about them, right? And how can you support them? And all of a sudden, you have this reciprocal relationship happening. And in your business, right, when people genuinely believe that you care about them and how you can support them, they feel that is authentic. People do business with people they like. That is true, right? And that resonates. If they think that you really genuinely care, they're going to want to do business with you.
Oh, let me play the devil's advocate. But ladies, what if I go and do something nice and nothing happens or they don't appreciate it? And the redneck will say, okay, farming, dude, plant more seeds. Every farmer out there goes, and Eco Sam, she knows all more about it than I do probably. But seriously, that's why they plant a bunch, because if you can create the conditions, you can do all of it, but not all of them are going to grow. And then discernment was another lesson. I was like, hey, if you get really good at your business processes, your funnel, you attract and repel through good branding, then you have less seeds that don't sprout because you're planting in the right soil, right? You're planting, you get to know that. But to Tiffany's point, Russ Hedge, again, we went out there to Orlando in January. This guy, now I get a cold, I am Gargamel, I'm unlikable, I'm hating on people's shoes like Tiffany was so vulnerable about, right? And then I get up and Russ just got over stage 4 terminal brain cancer twice. And the dude's up at 4 a.m. before roosters saying, giving out prayers and positive messages. And I saw that, I went, what's your excuse, dude? Like, for real, like, and I'm not saying that for shame. I'm saying that because what I hear you ladies all saying is it's a choice. One day you said, you know what? Maybe if I change perspective, maybe if I started looking for the silver lining, if I did something, it was self-awareness, right? Responsibility. And before we move on, does anybody want to speak to that? Probably everybody, right?
A little bit. Yeah. It's like, how can I serve? I walk in, how can I serve? Not what am I going to get from this room?
Yeah.
And if I just walk in trying to serve as many people as possible, in my eyes, I believe that the Lord will provide the right people, that the door should be opening up in a supernatural way that I didn't have control of in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think about environments that slowed me down. And back when I was doing, say, insurance or business development for the LinkedIn trainer, it was like a commissions piece. There was desperation breath. There was trying to figure things out. And I was going from it from a way of like trying to build relationships, knowing that they were my ideal clients and that eventually it needed to lead to a sale. And it was such an uncomfortable place for me. I could never carry out a conversation because I felt so inauthentic, and I felt like I was coming from a place of, I need something from you, and it felt really wrong. And being able to step into LinkedIn again as Eco Sam, who loves people, wants to build relationships, and wants to connect you with whoever comes into my head that sounds like you should meet. And I just want to like save the environment and do that stuff. Now that I'm operating as myself, it's so much more comfortable, and things are opening up naturally because I'm meeting the right people and offering that support.
Right. And that's why we poured into each other. That's why I poured into you, Sam, and then you pour into us and do networking, because I just saw it. It's like Kevin. I'm like, look at this guy. Who does that? Who is so successful? And, at the time where most folks around his age are winding down, and, this guy's out here spending all this investment and time to really make an impact in this world. There's no other reason this man would do it. In fact, most of us go, wow, that's kind of crazy. But see, that's why we have an ecosystem. That's why we have Curtis Rivers. Right, Hollywood stuntman, world record holder, right? Dream life. I'm not happy. I want to help other people going through reinvention. That's wild. So I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because we think we're the only ones. Because for years, and folks around me, well, just do your best. Put your head down. Find the silver lining. Right. Just keep going at the job you absolutely hate, that is absolutely crushing your soul to pieces. Right.
More trainings. Get better.
Right. Or just keep grinding, instead of changing direction, right? Just do more transactions. Well, but again, you ladies have a heart for different, right? You're not going to get up and do something that Tiffany Daggum sure ain't going to do something that she doesn't feel like is her. And that's why she's so effective. When people go, hey, what's she up to? Nothing. They don't smell any shit around Tiffany, right? None of you ladies. And that is extremely powerful. Again, dating and marketing. Right. Does the most attractive man and woman at the singles club, when they first walk in, do they need anyone? Do they need a sales pitch? No, they just need to be. Your energy, how you carry yourself, like Tiffany. It's genuine, and you can't fake this. Don't even fake it. If you don't have interest, do not say it's going to backfire. You're going to look worse. But if you really see somebody, let them see that you've been seen. Right. Anybody want to cap that real quick? Because, gosh, we can go on forever on this, but.
One thing I will say, when you are in the right rooms, you are seen and you become immediately relevant, which is really interesting. When you're in the wrong rooms, you are invisible.
Yeah.
You are.
You feel it.
And what's really interesting about that is that all of us have to really take a hard look at how it feels when we're running our businesses or when we're connecting with people or in the communities we're in, because we know, we feel it. That self-awareness is really, really critical. You know, I want to just tell you that Harvard did a study for 30 years, right? And this is back to your community, Mike. Harvard did a study for 30 years. And in that study, they were looking at what makes people happy, meaning joy, like real joy. And what they found every single year, community. Community. Community is not about being with a bunch of misfits that don't like each other and don't want to be together. Community is about people that you want to be with and that inspire you, grow you, right? It's exactly what you're trying to do. Yeah, you're trying to help people with their businesses and get clarity and get alignment and really help people. And that's community. That's what that is.
Yeah, I've said it a million times. I'll say it 1,000,001. You all can sell jelly beans for hell's sake. I don't care. Like, I'm like, oh, I'll go help you sell jelly beans because I believe in you. And then I believe in what you do. That's it. They're like, why did you help? Because I like that. And that's not far-fetched. What did Warren Buffett say decades ago, Tiffany? You know, everybody asked him why he invested early on. And he was like, you know, all these trailing stops and all. And he's like, I liked it. I used it, you know, and it looked, it's something to that effect. And there is a lot of that. That is not woo-woo, or that is very profitable. Again, but you can't fake it. And this is not to tell people to use it as a tactic. It's giving you permission to stop dog catching, to stop having to perform, to stop saying, well, I'm not good at persuasion and reading 600 persuasion books, instead of going out there like Tiffany and going, this is me. I genuinely see you. And in a world of AI, trust and belonging is the most priceless thing that money can't buy and most people want. That's what I found. Trust and belonging, right? You show up here and you're like crusty. You're like, well, come on. I mean, but we come as ourselves. We leave as our best self. And the point is, I saw Kevin. Kevin saw me. We got introductions and led to more. Sam popped back in. Now she's doing a kindness meditation, which we're going to share with everybody. Don't miss it, with April Wyatt this Sunday. Right? Tiffany Alexander is like Santa Claus every day, helping everybody connect and level up their businesses. And we don't have to sit around and do things we don't like. And that's what the whole Right Room is about. So practical application. It's kind of a loaded question, but you ladies are super pros. Somebody out there, especially the little shy Nellies. There's a lot of little shy people. Remember Sadie Hawkins? We just got to grab them. But at the Hounds, we'll let you be shy for like 5 minutes, and then we're just going to grab your arm and you're going to the dance floor or run away. But, you know, if someone feels like, gosh, you know, I feel like I show up and, you know, it's eroding their confidence. Maybe they didn't have it. You know, they just dread getting up, and that's a shame because they started this to make an impact and feel good. What would you tell service-based professionals to stop doing if they feel like they're on a grind treadmill and they just constantly, but they're too scared to do something else? Tiffany.
I'd be curious. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just picked on somebody. Go ahead,
yeah, I just heard the pause and I was like, I'll grab it. I would be curious, how are they taking care of themselves? Do they have a voice inside of them that's nudging them to do something else? Are they actually aligned in their purpose, or are they performing because this is like what someone told them they needed to do? Are they working 12, 15 hours a day without actually taking time to breathe and journal and stretch and do things like touch grass that can help them? You know, I'd take a look at them first. And if they're doing all those things and it's still not working, like Tracy Ann said earlier, where are they putting their time? Maybe can they outsource the things that are draining them and put their time towards the things that lift them up? Is there somewhere else, what are they doing? I think would be my first thought.
I'm right on the target with you. Like, if what your brain is telling you is so darn negative inside, you need to start pouring in amazingly good things, because it's not natural for us to always just be the chipperest, joyous person ever. It's something that we are allowing ourselves, but also training our brain to do. So I always tell everybody this funny example. Sometimes at the end of the day, I just don't want to do dishes. And I'm just angrily like, everyone else should have washed their dish today. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to go into a mode of gratitude. Man, I'm so grateful I'm alive today. I'm so grateful I'm breathing. I'm so grateful that I have blue sky in front of me. I'm so great. And you have to start big. Then you get down to the small, and there cannot be like this anger or ungratefulness that's in a head of gratitude. And so if your brain is like, man, I'm just going to show up to this event, no one's going to like me, or I'm going to get nothing, or it's wasting my time, you have to replace those thoughts until they become trained. You access them naturally until you catch yourself, and you turn away from those negative thoughts, so that way you start to live, eat, sleep, and breathe the stuff that would come out of you as something that's pleasant and that is joyful. And you have to choose joy no matter when it's hard, because it's like you I don't know, I
It's
could
so
go on
true.
and on about that, but
My favorite advice around that is like, think the opposite. Like if you catch a negative thought, what is the exact opposite positive version of that? And then you just tell yourself it. And it's something that people, I think they think like they do it one time and they'll fit their fix. But being able to change a negative mindset into one that's positive and full of gratitude is an all day, everyday job. You have to show up and choose gratitude and choose the opposite, more positive downstream thought.
Hey, Tracy Ann,
Mike,
go ahead.
Tiffany just hit something on the head. So I'm a certified neuroscience coach, and here's the reality. The brain actually doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. Okay. So when you are imagining this beautiful life, whatever it might be, your brain thinks that's reality. However, if you're imagining that your life sucks, your brain thinks that's reality too. And quite frankly, that might not be the case. So the point is, first of all, I think there's two pieces about this. Do you have the right mindset about what it is you're doing? I think that's one. And I think that was Tiffany and Sam's point. But the second part is, are you doing what you want to be doing with your life? I mean, it comes down to, like, I always ask people in my coaching, I say to them, do you believe you're living your full potential? No one has ever said yes. Okay. So the next question is, what is your full potential? Like, what does that look like for you? Right? Because when you ask somebody, what did they dream that they wanted to be when they were a kid? Like, they're still dreaming. They're still dreaming about their life. But are they living what they are dreaming about? That's the point. I think Sam's living her dream right now. Tiffany's living her dream right now. I can see it in their faces. Are you living your dream, or did you just accept that you're running a services business? I mean, you have to really face up to your reality.
Oh, it's okay to pivot. Sorry.
No. I'm just getting you. See,
That's
now
all. I
y'all
just
are
want to say
fired
it's
up.
okay to pivot. You know, if you make a decision and you find out a year in that it's not the right thing for you, go to what feels right. Like it's okay. You can have many lifetimes and many careers, and people may ask you what you're doing, and you say, living my life.
The other day, well, several times in the last four years, right? I know I'm not alone. I kept saying, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Why? 2 steps forward, 16 back. And then it just dawned on me. I don't know where it came from. I said, you're finally living. When you worked that secure job and hated everything, you weren't living. This is living, right? Jim Rome talks about it. He's like, listen, you're on the fence. A lot of people are on the fence, right? They're trying to leave their job, but they're not doing business. And, he said, just get off the fence. And people go, well, what if it's the wrong side? He says, you'll find out faster. And I'm like, that's good logic. That's not woo-woo, right? And so that's really what I wanted you ladies to drive home, because so many people, they tell me, but I wish they would tell each other. And that's why the Hounds is great, because you don't have no judgment. You get it out, not to self-pity or anything, but you tell it as it is. And then other people like Tiffany can go, aha, you need to meet this person. And then you're in collaborations, building organic relationships, no pitching, right? Sam, I said, wow, Sam wants to help. But instead of going out there and pitching and doing all this stuff, she says, well, I'll take my business, right? Build success, and then contribute a big portion to my own conservation efforts. Man, that appeals to me, and apparently appeals to a lot of people, right? Because she's garnering attention and out of everywhere. And that's what I want people to understand, right? You don't have to do this alone, and you shouldn't do it alone. That's the longest route to, and by the way, Tracy Ann, Michael Phelps, right? I've heard Michael Jordan talk about it. Where did we get where do we get this nonsense that visualizations, understanding behavioral sciences, right? Putting growth. When did this become weird? This is science. What is going on? Like, I have rednecks, I have big country guys doing Pilates techniques because look, modern medicine's not helping them. And we're talking about, hey, that's why you're grumpy. And not to get in the weeds, but there's a lot of men out there, and a lot of them watch on YouTube. And I had made this comment, but I had to look in the mirror. I said, listen, well, I'm a tough guy, Southern and all this. But then I thought, I said, what's the most like manly thing to do? Hold it all in, right? And kick a stray cat on your way home and be mean to your family, or to dive in. That's where the courage really, that you want to see courage, dive into this, right? All of this. And that's not woo-woo, because the clarity from internal diving in to internal, all that mess is exactly why I started leaning in and building the hounds and building solutions, because I said, I'm not alone. I couldn't believe it. So whatever you're hiding from, that may be the thing that you need to face. Right? I mean, Tracy Ann, you're that personified.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. I mean, you got to listen, I've got a song called Get Out of My Head. It tells a lot about me personally, if you ever hear it. But, you have to get the demons out, right? Because we all have them, and I think Tiffany just, said that she focuses so much of her space and her attention on mindset, because that, we have a major enemy in our head. And I don't want to be in the trenches with that person every single day, because they're not a friend. So we've got to get out of our own heads, and we've got to start. And as I said, it's progress. Just make progress towards the things that you want to make progress. You don't have to do it perfectly. You will figure it out. You will.
It might take a long time if you wear a camo hat, but by God, you were right. And how do you accelerate that? Surround yourself by people like Tiffany.
Exactly. The right community, the people that can help you. Tiffany said she connects people, like the people that can help connect you with the right people,
Exactly. And when you're down, they push you up. Like,
that's it.
Real quick, because I want to get, well, every time I was like, man, I can't do this. The challenges are too much, all this stuff. I would get a text. Oh, thanks, Mike. You changed my life, or something happened. And I'm going, okay, if I don't go through this crap, that won't happen. And then it started connecting the dots. I'm like, the more crap I go through, the more I can help people. And then it was like, then I learned how to turn shit into fertilizer, and the rest is history, right? Like, now we're going. So that's what I mean. So real quick, Sam, do us a favor. Since this is you and April Wyatt, I'm happy to promote it. We're all about kindness worldwide. These ladies saw kindness worldwide, and Sam became an ambassador, and they said, listen, and by the way, we did a whole show on this. Meditation is not woo-woo. And I'm telling you, Michael Phelps, a lot of people out there do things because that's what helps us. So if you're a high performer, high achiever, you run a business, you run a household, a lot of you do all of that, right? So you need to reset, recalibrate, get your nervous system in check. And if you're a tough guy, well, come on, we're going to see other tough guys, because we just want to grow. That's it. We're going to be tougher if we learn, behavior patterns and things. So Sam, before I screw this up, go with it and tell us what it is. All are welcome, and how they can be a part of it.
Thanks. I'm just laughing because I know April's pointing at the screen. Mike, don't say woo-woo.
I know it.
Meditation is the power of prayer, the power of focus, the power of meditation. Whatever you believe in, this Kindness Worldwide meditation is a place for people from all around the globe to come together. It's an hour-long event, and the meditation that's guided by April Wyatt is about 20 minutes long. And the purpose is to focus on the love and kindness within. Give that to yourself, spread it to your neighbor, your community, your nation, and the globe beyond. It's rooted in a study called based on the Maharishi effect. It's published in the World Journal of Science, so definitely go check it out. And the whole goal is to take some of the heaviness that we're feeling around the globe and just pause and focus on a shared intention of spreading love for ourselves, love for our neighbor, and love for the world beyond. So this is the first one. I hope that we can do it again. The more people that show up for this moment and share this intention together, the more powerful the force is. And it's really going to be a great event. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so blessed that April wanted to do this with me. and same with Kevin as well. And we are going to have Tracy Ann's song Ripple playing at the beginning as well. So it really has become a big collaboration. Mike has been a huge support. So I'm really excited. It's on Sunday evening. If you are going to be with your family that evening, just put it on the TV and have everybody join in. You don't have to have your camera on or anything, and have the family come together and spread a moment of kindness for the entire globe.
Absolutely. And the side and how this ties into this show, our community, and how we operate, it's the right room. And I, with all affection and all respect, I refer sometimes to the Kindness Worldwide community and ambassadors as the elite business care bears. Seriously, like I have met so many amazing people just showing up to Kindness. I had no idea it would lead to business. I pulled a Tiffany. I'm like, I like you people. And all of a sudden you're like, holy cow, I get to work with who? Are you serious? And I'm not saying it happens all the time, but folks, you have to plant seeds. Courage before confidence, right? Go out there. If you're a shy Nelly, this is probably the best room you can start in, right? Welcome. And if you're a seasoned pro, get with other people. It's only competition if you decide it. Okay, these folks are collaborative. They're pushing up, and if they don't know or how to help you, they know someone who does, and they're willing to once they know that, hey, you're a heart-led person. You're out here doing your best. We don't judge. So let's end on the speed round. All right, and audience, chime in. All right, you can answer this as well. All right, so let's get to it. All right, speed round. All right, I'm gonna call y'all out. I'm gonna start with Tiffany. Yeah, I mean. I want to be you when I grow up. I mean, everybody's a connector nowadays, but dadgummit, I tip my hat to you. So
I don't know. I'm telling you, none of it was me. I'm telling you, God puts people in my life, and then I have this like neural pathway to be like, yo, you need to know this person. So
it may not be you, but you had to say yes, and that is you.
That's true.
So there you go. And other people out there are being called, and they're like, and they just put head in the sand, and we all do it. But at some point, enough's enough. And if that's enough, hey, DM me, DM one of these folks, and we'll get you in where you're fitting. If it's the Hounds, great. Let's go on the first date, right? If it's not the Hounds, let's plug you into where you can go and explode. It's not about us. So, all right, on this note, let's do the speed round. All right, we're going to go around in the circle. So Tiffany, then Tracy Ann, and then Sam. Reinvention requires blank. Not all at once. Mindset.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's why I pick on you. All right, Tracy Ann. Reinvention requires
that you build a life that you want.
Nice. Next time I'm gonna put word counts like limits, just to really try to really stomp you, brilliant ladies.
If you want one word, oh dear.
Tracy writes songs, man. She can really hurt me right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna beat you. I'm a broken speakist, but I have other good qualities, April White. I'm just saying. All right, so Sam, reinvention requires
Honesty.
Man, I should have started with her. She was ready. She had that in her a lot. All right.
I have it ready.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go after Sam since she just knocked that one out. Sam, start off. The wrong room feels like blank.
Constriction.
Tiffany, the wrong room feels like
insufferable.
Love that.
Tracy Ann.
Choking.
See, wow. Okay, you took the words out of my country mouth. All right, so the right room feels like Tiffany.
A blessing.
Tracy Ann.
Seen.
The right room feels like what to you, Sam?
Expansion.
Wow.
Love that.
Did y'all get cheat sheets? Okay. All right, let me get two more. No, that's what happens when real
What's
people.
What's the opposite of the wrong room? Constriction, expansion.
There you go. All right, Sam. Alignment wins because.
Because it brings you to the right places. It teaches you the lessons that you need, and if you trust it, it always shows up for you.
Yeah, and if you're wondering if I'm trying to get them, I am. Yeah, they're like, why would you ask that?
You got
y'all are too good. No, I didn't get you. All right. Alignment wins for folks out there, right? For you guys, alignment wins because of what, Tracy Ann?
Connecting with yourself and with others.
And Tiffany.
I'd say because of that puzzle piece analogy. So like you feel alignment means all those pieces fit together. So if the pieces aren't just working, not alignment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we had talked about two things, and I'll take that. That was a bad question. Ooh, boo, redneck. Hey, what is it? If I got 5 good and 4, is that a B? Some school teacher helped me out with that. I'm good with that. Courage before confidence. See? All right. So we talked about this. There's a fast way and a slower way. You can do things on your own, but when you amplify it with the right room, ecosystem, people, aligned values, right? Boom. So the fastest way to collapse time frames is Tiffany.
Connection.
Tracy Ann.
Intention.
Eco Sam.
All of the above, getting around the right room and stop trying to force it and do it alone.
Oh, that was clever. All right, I redeemed myself. That was not a bad question. All right.
Is that above the word count or?
Hey, clap for me. A pat on the back. Hey, all
Those
right.
are good questions, by the way. Those are really good questions.
Thank you. I was trying to figure them out. But all right. So listen, folks. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. This was so much fun. Folks in the comments, I know I've got more text today. The comments are better, but still people can't come in and comment. So we will go back, and I will definitely go back and reply to folks. If you are out there, it doesn't matter if it's just a fleeting thought you push off, or if you actually tried, or you're growing your business, your nonprofit, you're writing that book, you're going out there to save the ecosystem, right? Whatever it may be. If you need support, guidance, and resources, you just need people to go, hey, what the hell do I do to start? Whatever it is you need, reach out to us. That's it. If it's us, great. We'll invite you to something, right? Maybe the Hounds has something. If not, I'm probably going to call Tiffany and she'll tell me where to put you. Okay. And this may be the corniest thing, but hey, we like corn here. The world needs us. It's good-hearted people that go through the stuff we went through. And you all heard this today. And it's okay to build a business just for time, money, and freedom, right? But what motivates us and the people around me for the most part is that we do it because we don't want others to have to suffer. We want them to have new mistakes, right? New challenges, elevate faster. And that's what this is about. And then guess what happens when you get big and strong like the folks on the screen? Don't be surprised when they don't reach back and pull you with them. And that's what Redneck Camelot is all about. And it doesn't have to be just our community. We have other folks. Find wherever you fit in. But that's it. You can do this. All right. You are worth it. And other people are relying on you. I never thought in a million years that some of the things that I do could impact people. And that keeps me going. And you all heard these amazing ladies do the same. And then April Wyatt, yeah, I can't end the show without saying how amazing she is. The patience and the guidance, really, I mean, her and so many other folks in the chat and inside the house. So that's it. The kindness meditation is the right room, right? And if that's not the room for you, you can't make it 8 o'clock on 8 Eastern, New York City time, folks, U.S. Eastern. Just DM us. That's it. We're not selling no bald people haircuts. There you go, man. That's what I'm trying to stutter much. All right. So, Tiffany, where can folks find you? If they want to learn, follow, where's the best place for them right now? LinkedIn?
Come on. We'll hang out on LinkedIn. I'll check my messages. And if I don't, my assistant does. So he'll get you on my calendar.
We always live on LinkedIn. Tracy Ann, with your 16 businesses and 500 websites, where should people go to connect with you quick?
LinkedIn and tapthewarrior.com.
Wonderful. And Eco Sam.
Yes, LinkedIn. Next week, my website, it's under construction. So LinkedIn for now, and let's chat.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my goodness. All right, so folks, here's the end of it. If you're selling trinkets on Amazon, a lot of this may not matter to you. Again, though, if you're a service-based, especially heart-centered, you love relationships, you want to build a business that way, you're building virtually, you're leading teams, you're growing influence, alignment is not an option. It really isn't. Not if you want the faster, more fun route and a more effective route. So again, you just don't need more tactics for tactics' sake. You need the right environment, right? So stop networking, start aligning, right? And that's it. Thank you again to Julie Johnson and Integrate for supporting us in this aligned-driven growth. All right, folks. Hey, next week, guess who you get to see again? Tiffany Alexander. I don't know. Maybe I caught her during nap time and she said yes and didn't mean to, but she will be on next week again with Greg Moore and John Hamill. These are, spread the word, folks. We're going to be talking about with some of the top level experts of how people can overcome, you start the right businesses. These folks are experts in helping people sell businesses, figure out next chapter. So if you're just starting off, you're midway scaling, or you're about to sell a business and you don't know what the hell to do next, right? Oh, everyone can benefit from this show. So same time, 7 p.m. next week. Ladies, you are remarkable. Thank you for all you do for me and who you are. And cannot wait for Sunday. April Wyatt, thank you, my friend. Kevin Smith, Kindness Worldwide. You know, people would pepper spray me over DM if they could sometimes back in the day. Nowadays, these intros, man, they warm up like quick. And I want to see that happen for others. So thank you all so much. And Jennifer Thompson, can I pull you up? I told you April's going to be mad because I asked you. I just throw her up. She's trying to turn the light on. So,
I completely love this panel. Oh my God. I was like so excited in listening this and on the back. And let me tell you what, I have to listen about these ladies and the connection there and all the wisdom. And Tiffany, that energy that you have, I completely love it. And I am the same way. I go somewhere and I'm the one that talks the most. I'm the one that is always has something to say. And everybody gets to know me and I come back and they remember me because I do that. I just talk to people and I just connect that way. And Tracy is just amazing. What you have to offer in your story. I just can't wait to do that. And Sam, of course, I already know you. I have you in my heart. You are in the magazine. Mike, you are in the men's magazine. You guys are so special. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of this exciting event. I just can't wait to see you guys again and just connect.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much. Yes, bravo. You did a great job. And yeah, April, I was easy on her. I didn't fight for the buttons. All right. It's only April. But thank you so much.
You said a couple times though, don't tell April. So just say no.
She's not
Great
watching
job.
me. So thank you, ladies. Go read the I Am magazine. That is a great community, really inspirational, and there's value takeaways. All right, so 2 in 1. All right, let's have a good day. Get after it, y'all.
Ladies.
See you
Thank
next
you,
week.
Mike. Thank you.
My pleasure. See you in a second.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.